Hi, welcome everybody. It's Mike Newton down here at Lytham Golf Academy. I've got a really interesting head-to-head here for you, and some of you have been asking for this video. Obviously, we've just seen the release as we shoot this video here. I've just recently done a review of the new Ping i500 iron. So hollow construction, player's look, powerful iron from Ping there, which is a new iron that they've never really done before. And we're going to put that up against the very popular TaylorMade P790 Iron. So very similar construction, hollow head, player's iron, forged. Both sitting 7 irons here, both sitting at 30.5 degrees of loft. So it's going to be a really interesting one to see how this new Ping iron pitches up against a very popular P790 in terms of performance. Obviously, I'm going to give you some feedback through looks, feel, and maybe a bit of forgiveness level in there as well. And then we'll look at some numbers a little bit more detail and see which is performing maybe a little bit better than the other. So just before we jump into the video, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel and you want to do so, it's free to do. Hit that logo in the bottom right hand screen, which is MNG logo. Hit that subscribe button and then you get notifications any future videos. Also hit that bell icon also, then you will get instant notifications. As soon as a video drops live, you'll be the first ones to sort of watch it. If you're liking the content, hit the like button, share the videos around, and obviously post any comments down in the section below. Let's interact, let's talk about what we're doing here with these clubs. I'll get a bit of feedback from you guys. Okay, so we're going to start off with the P790 iron here from TaylorMade. Obviously, it's been out a while. This has been a hugely popular iron, definitely for us, fittings here. And it's ticking a lot of boxes. You know, it's a player's looking at, it's in that P category that TaylorMade have. So it's a player profile. It's a nice sort of look, nice shape in there. Minimal offset with a club there. It's forged head, so you're getting that soft feel. It's hollow, so again we're seeing a lot of the brands make these hollow irons now, and obviously P790 is filled with speed foam, as they call it, so basically a substance in there which is helping to dampen sound and create a little bit of a softer feel. And this has been a really good performing iron through, you know, for many golfers really. So I'm going to hit 5 shots here. I've got myself set out at 185 from the green. As I say, this is 30.5 degrees of loft. Very similar spec to what I've got in the Ping iron here. So quite an equal head-to-head going to go happen here. So we'll get this first one hit. That's a nice opening shot, really high towering ball flight, which you're generally going to see with these sort of clubs. You know, this hollow head, we're seeing a very thin face on these now because the support in it, as TaylorMade is saying, the support in that very thin face with this substance, this foam inside here. So that's taken a little bit of support into this club face, but it's also dampening sound and feel. And to be honest, this feels really, really nice. It's a great feeling golf club. You know, we talk about forged clubs, and you know, first instinct, I think when you say forged, you go to Mizuno. You know, they make beautifully forged golf clubs, don't they? The soft, the feel of those, and as their strapline is, nothing feels like a Mizuno. Totally agree with that. But I think these hollow constructions, you're going to create a little bit of sound bouncing around inside. But I think with the substance in there, deadens that sound and creates that softer sort of feel. Oh, just pulled that one a little bit there. Just pulled it. It's going to keep onto that green there, so that carrying out about 180, yeah, through the air. That was a touch low in the face and a little bit pulley there, but still flighted really nice. I think forgiveness levels, obviously TaylorMade with the P790 has got this speed slot in the bottom, which is going to help out a little bit more with those maybe low in the face strikes. That little bit of flexing in the low section of the face just recovers that, maybe a little loss of ball speed that it potentially can get. Oh, that was a nice strike. That was really solid. Towering flight. Not as long as I thought that. That strike felt really solid. 176 carry through the air there. The flight was beautiful. It's really high and towering. So that's coming down and stopping pretty quickly there, to be fair. Yeah, again, nice. Lovely neutral. Really high ball flight. Okay, 174 carry. Thought I might get a little bit more out of that, to be honest there. Spin is looking really good there, to be fair. So, okay, so I'm going to jump over from P790 obviously into the Ping i500. Let's see if there's any difference of feel, performance between that new Ping iron. Okay, so i500 in my hands here now. So very new iron as we're shooting this video here from Ping on their release. And we've seen him go into that hollow head construction with the G700. So it's a little bit like a metal construction of the face being Mirage face going on to the head sort of body, basically creating some bigger ball speeds here with that hollow construction. Now Ping don't fill this hollow head with any substance, so it is literally hollow. So we sort of definitely saw the G700 more of a clickier, louder sort of sound there, I think, as the sound vibrates around the club head or the inside of the club. Now, obviously, they brought out i500, which is basically a smaller, compact version of G700. So a bit more of a player profile, tour-inspired look. And to be fair, it looks absolutely stunning. And I've done a more in-depth review of this on my channel, so I'll put a little link up and just go into that. But basically, we're creating some flexing of the club face, powerful ball speed here, but in that player profile. So similar to like maybe what TaylorMade are trying to achieve there in the P790. Players look, hollow construction, high ball speeds, longer distance, but with that nice sort of feel. Okay, so again, same distance here from the flag. 7 iron again, and it is exactly the same loft at 30.5 degrees of loft. And let's get this first one hit. Okay, nice opening shot there. And that carried out at 181. Now, I didn't quite get all of that. It wasn't bad, but I didn't quite get all of it. But that flew really quite nice. Straight away there, though, the sound and the feel for me is different. Okay, now, Ping are obviously saying they've got a forged, well, it says forged on the back of it. It's a forged face. Okay, and as I say, I think this hollowness creates a louder, clickier sort of sound. And I mentioned this in my review of this iron, which I think just doesn't feel like a forged iron to me. You know, I think it's a little bit of a, I don't know, they've sort of put that on there to give it a little bit of a quality sort of feel to it. Don't get me wrong, the finish of it is absolutely stunning. I think it's a great iron, but the forged, I think, is just pulling the wool over your eyes a little bit, because I think when you mention the word forged, you associate that with your Mizunos, that real buttery sort of feel. Definitely don't get a buttery feel with this. It feels nice, but it's not that forged feel, I don't think, anyway. Okay, that felt good. Very high ball flight again. Okay, just push that up that right. Oh, just missed the green a little bit there, yeah. So 179 there. Just left that face a little bit open there. 127 ball speed. That was solid. Yeah, better directional shot there. Just flying over that flag, nice there. So better contact, better squareness of the club face there, results in a 186 carry number there, so a little bit more distance. So I think the look-wise of the i500 is sit that down by the golf ball. It is quite a similar shape to this P790. Now, I'll probably sort of say the top edge is a little bit thinner with the i500 against P790, and definitely less offset there. So that's a little bit more appealing to me as a look. I like to see not too much offset there, if any, and that slightly slimmer top line. So definitely the hitting that more tour-inspired sort of look, or the more of that players look there. And I think definitely a little bit more than maybe what P790 is doing here. So definitely, for me, a nicer look there. The finish of this Hydro Pearl sort of finish here is, I think, is stunning, and it is quite similar to the P790 in that satin sort of finish there, but really nice sort of finish on both of them, to be honest. But I think the Ping just got that little bit of edge on the looks there. Let's give this last one a hit. Ah, solid. Yeah, so high. That's coming down. Yeah, pretty identical to that previous one I hit there, 187 carry. So two really good sort of connections there, and a little bit more sort of distance in those last two shots there through my performance there more than anything really. Okay, so let's look at some numbers a little bit more detail between that P790 and the i500. Okay, so let's check some numbers out here. So club head speed between the 7 irons there, actually a little bit quicker there, just over 1 mile an hour quicker, maybe 1.5 mile an hour quicker with P790. I didn't really feel that at all, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. 126 against 128 ball speed. So faster ball speed with a ping, yet with a slower club head speed. So possibly that more flexing face, which ping is saying is flexing 5 times more than the i210 iron there. So interesting one to sort of see there. Keeps that ball speed up even though with that slower swing speed. Launching pretty much identical there, just around that 90.5 degree sort of area. Now spin number is different here, and this is probably one thing I do like with P790, the spin number isn't silly low. Okay, and sometimes you associate this with a TaylorMade product. It goes daft low to then hit that extra sort of distance, but 6.6 spin number there with the 7 iron is very, very acceptable for the type of iron that it is. You see the ping 5.4, you know, is quite a low sort of spin number there. It's not silly low, but it is getting that way. But the peak height is higher, so 40 yards peak height against 39. So they're both peaking very sort of high. So in a way, both I think are stopping pretty quickly. Clearly the 790 stopping a touch quicker, that a little bit more spin, but because of the descent angle, I don't think there's any issues of that i500 stopping when it comes into land. So distance there, 175 against 183. So let's look at the first 2 shots with the 790. Weren't the best of strikes, or not solid strikes. So 171 was obviously clearly a real drop off there against that second one with a hit with a ping, which was the little bit of a drop off, 179. Then the 180 against the 181. Then the last 2 were really good strikes, 175, 174. Pings really good strikes, 186, 187. So difference of distance there, you know, averaging at 8 yards. But how does that distance come? Yes, a little bit more ball speed and a lower spin number equates to those 8 yards. Okay, so there we have it. P790, very popular iron against the brand new i500 from Ping. So 2 very similar concepts here, as we've explained. Hollow head, the player's sort of category here, but with a bit of power. Both forged. Okay, you can read into that forged with a Ping iron as much as you want there. I don't think it's a true forge, maybe like what the P790 is here. And definitely has felt that through the performance of it. You know, the feel of that club is definitely a favour for me towards P790. I think it helps with that substance in there, which deadens sound, gives you that support of the face, that little bit more muted sound. I like that, and that's a bit more appealing. It's just a bit clickier with the i500, and that might be something that you're not actually bothered about, you don't mind, or you get over that initial sound of that and you're quite happy with that. Absolutely fine. That's I think a choice of an individual. In terms of looks, definitely for me, edging towards the Ping. You know, I like that less offset there, thinner top edge against the P790, which is a little bit more offset, slightly thicker on that top edge. So I like the shaping and the head shape of that i500 there behind the golf ball. In terms of numbers there, yes, i500 is giving some good ball speed, some good distance, but at what cost? A little bit low on that spin number there, and maybe starting to lose a little bit of control. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's calling it a power iron, and obviously the Ping have brought out some different loft options. They've got even more powerful specs. The guys just want to get it out there. They've got a power spec, which is stronger lofts, and then they've got this retro spec, which I think is quite a nice, smart move here. So it's like for the guys who don't want that low spin, maybe want to see that spin go up a little bit, they go into that 2 degrees weaker on that loft. I think the only downside to that is a little bit is I'm just a bit worried of how that then peaks out. That's going to go even higher, which might create a few other problems in itself, really, in terms of controlling the flight on windier days, possibly. So I think, you know, in terms of the performance there, yes, P790 don't go as far. I'm not too worried on distance there. I like the control, that spin number there with P790, combined with that feel, I like that. So a little bit of both here, but I'd probably just edge towards P790 in terms of that package that I've just sort of mentioned there. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this video. Have you got P790s? Is i500 on your radar to maybe go out and try? Definitely try these irons. This is my personal review, my personal feel. The numbers are to me as my swing speed. Obviously you guys could be very, very different. So definitely gives you an idea of what I'm seeing, but you've got to go out there and get them tested, get fitted. That's another important aspect also. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Obviously hit that subscribe button again, bottom right hand corner, MNG logo. Share the video around, hit the thumbs up button, let me know you're liking the video, and hopefully I'll catch up with you all very soon.